After the great Levanthian god Quinora activated the ancient but still powerful Machapican Orbia sphere, within the sacred cave of Machapican Regalroyan region, away from the eyes of others remained unseen. The beastly animals and strong plant species, who were then under mind control, were able to exist co-independently, surviving as normal until before or after their use. However, due to being connected to god Quinora, because of mind control, this could change in seconds of her discretion. Meanwhile, back at the Sentient and Immortal Department of Eternal Energies Research Center HQ, the main space station in a property site of Theoprimachist itself, Theoprimachist was busy working on the stabilization and continuous production of energies. The great and first almighty Arcuthena Omni-God Theoprimachist learned it could achieve a temporary physical form, or simply the one true God of existence, was alone in the chamber of thoughts and creation of the stationary being. Slowly then the great Theoprimachist had awoke from its timeless slumber, releasing a nanoscopic but feelable killing through generation waves across all known existence so far, therefore indirectly regenerating parts of existence that were damaged or wounded. But unbeknownst to the immortal Arcuthena Omni-God Theoprimachist, but back to the dangerous and uncontrollable and forever evolving Sharsha Nolidal Trench, compared to other regions. The Doi Coilman dragon species started to attack the physical space-time barrier of the divine protection seal of this endlessly hostile environment. These actions captured the attention of the trench watchers who patrol these dangerous places. Yet unknown to the joyous trench dwellers and dragon species of the Sharsha Nolidal Trench, they all continued their deafening chants and rituals from afar, whilst the first elder trench watcher, Abdiedin Cridwea, soon alerted Arcuthena God Theoprimachist about the growing situation happening before it. However, back at the planet of Sharinth, the then current NO president, Kung Binya Balaki Azdrume, released a formal message to call over all elite or highest-ranking attack reserve fleet admirals to join a private conference. Afterwards, they all unanimously voted in the Porg space station closing the conference, as this station was one of the many Decutron protection systems around the region. Then the reserve fleet admiral, Pinabakid Chernish, appeared, who was watching the interactions between the president and the military elite. Afterwards, every elite member agreed to enact an order to recall the entire NO attack fleet to return back to the Acronom solar system. Known as the Stellar Crimson Cloud event, visible 1 light-year away in all directions, this astonishing sight briefly gave a sense of relief for the Nobeliam species. Thus this illusion of military retreat fooled Grand Admiral Tembalaka to stand down the Grand Fleet of Leventhia temporarily, an action he would later on question why it shouldn't have been done in the first place. Around the same time at the Sharshan Nolidal Trench, the first trench watcher Abdiedin called over his apprentice Serafernan Vidalaya to be over his coordinates within the space hours. Meanwhile, back on planet Levento, the Grand Admiral Tembalaka, as well as Chief General Bisaxnaya Rishlashak, all part of the Grand Fleet of Leventhia, both were called over into a covert meeting from Lavanthan Vinlash Dalmika Waranaso to organize a military parade to celebrate the restoration of civil peace and order, hoping to ease the nerves of the public. However, word quickly spread between the two rival interstellar systems, capturing the manipulative interest of the Anno Federation administration, seeing an opportunity of vulnerability. Thus, newly elected Anno President, Tamaria Astrume, later on summoned Chief Military Engineer, Romberto Tashiamatroff to design a new Star Destroyer classification for the Anno administration. Therefore, after years of running computer simulations and testing real-life scaled-down models, Chief Military Engineer Tasharamtiv revealed the first prototypes of the Minmatash first and second class Star Destroyers. During the military engineering contest, the Anno Federation Senate chose these ships to become the standard. Meanwhile, back on planet Levento, the Nobeliam species were completely ignorant and didn't hear about the new starship classifications, as they were busy celebrating the presumed victory from the last battle. Thus they were relaxed and unprepared for an unknown attack. Therefore, the Anno Federation saw an opportunity to give the Nobeliam species a reality check. Hence President Astrume gave the green light to the upgraded attack fleet to be deployed. Meanwhile, on planet Levento, the Nobeliam species successfully finished the parade honoring the veterans from their assumed victory. Thus the proud and patriotic Nobeliams decided to retaliate against their more ace foe, the Anno Fed administration head-on. Thus the Nobeliam construction shipyard worked on overdrive, producing more and more battleships. The following day, the upgraded and expanded Anno attack fleet once again arrived at planet Levento, and as this expected arrival reignited the motivation of the mellowed populace, but responded rationally, not emotionally. Consequently, Grand Admiral Tembalaka and Vinlash Dalmika gave both of their orders to stand down and prepare for engaging into battle. Thus the outdated Grand Fleet of Leventhia was ordered to engage or strike first within the atmosphere, starting the second space battle of Levento, as well as sending a clear message to the Anno ways away. In the chaos of the battle, there was Pristiniap Keeganstello Kasuthnero, a Princeziap Gordian of the sacred Pristinwood region, 10 light years away. Somehow managed to use the four eternal energies, successfully connecting to the Machapikan Orbia and god Quinora directly. Overexcited at her success, Pristiniap Kasuthnero next motivated god Quinora to use her mind control abilities to take down the Anno attack fleet. Thus, motivated from resentment, wrath and from the atrocities committed from the Anno Fat admin, the sovereign Levanthian god Quinora awakened the system space beast species, attacking the fleet in all directions on land, sea, and in the air. However, once this sudden happenstance transpired, the current Anno president Astrume quickly realized his major mistake from a theopolitical standpoint upon considering the situation, but remained mute for the time being as he was uncertain of what was an apt action. Thus concluding the second space battle of Levento for the time of this chapter, and allowed for god Quinora to return back into her default Zen state of existence. Thus this concludes the timeline of the Great Nobeliam Species Uprising arc.